When Mark McGee succeeded former England boss Graham Taylor as manager, it signalled the start of an exciting new era at Molineux. McGee's appointment immediately prompted fresh optimism about future glory. But it was a change of direction that came too late for Wolves to clinch the promotion everyone expected when the season began. Failure to get the best out of his players on a consistent basis and live up to the pre-season billing as promotion favourites cost Taylor his job.
It is with much regret that I have tendered my resignation as manager of the Wolves. I am sad because this has much to do with matters off the pitch as those on it.
Less than 3 weeks after Taylor's departure, Wolves went on to win a place in the quarter-finals of the Coca-Cola Cup. A moment of glory for caretaker boss Bobby Downs. But the real highlight of the season was the way McGee turned despair into optimism. Confidence returned as the new Messiah adopted a new style that proved popular with the fans and the players. McGee's biggest success was making Steve Bull captain. The record-breaking marksman Taylor tried to sell to Coventry responded with some of his best form. Meanwhile, there were several new faces at Molineux. Eric Young, a free transfer for Crystal Palace, and £1 million man Mark Atkins from Blackburn were two of the men brought in by Taylor. Simon Osborne and Steve Corica were the first big signings by Mark McGee. Osborne, a £1.2 million signing from Queen's Park Rangers, Corica another big money signing from the manager's former club Leicester. The Molineux spending power just one of the reasons why McGee left Filbert Street. He certainly made his feelings clear on the day he moved into the Wolves' hot seat.
They have a magnificent stadium which they're going to further develop. They have money for the team. They are a club with enormous support and enormous potential for bigger support. I think that all of that leads me to believe that there's a club here that should be among the top half dozen in the country. That for me satisfies all my needs as a manager. In terms of ambition, in terms of career. After Wolverhampton Wanderers, if we get it right here, there's nowhere else to go. This is a club which, if we can make successful, then I could go on working here for the rest of my career if I keep doing a job.
On the opening day of the season, Wolves kicked off against Tranmere Rovers at Prenton Park. And Wolves made the kind of start their pre-season billing as favourites suggested when Steve Bull struck the first blow with a header after 41 minutes. The lead was short-lived, lasting just 6 minutes into the second half, when Liam O'Brien made it 1-1. Wolves regained the lead within 3 minutes. A goal created by a cross from Neil Masters, and Don Goodman headed into the top corner. But Wolves were denied their perfect start to the season by veteran striker John Aldridge. The 36-year-old marksman struck 9 minutes from time to make the final score 2-2. The season's opening home match was a Sunday showdown with West Brom, preceded by good news from shirt sponsors Goodyear.
Before the kick-off, Chairman Jonathan Hayward accepted a cheque in excess of £1 million from Marco Molinari, the UK chairman of Goodyear, who have extended their sponsorship of the club by another 3 years. Few better supported clubs in the land, and there's no doubt that this would make a perfect stage for Premiership football. Richards, Emblin, and Emblin again, chance here! It could so easily have been the first goal for Wolves in the 21st minute. Neil Emblin.
Well, that should have been the first goal. It all started by some good movement from Richards there. A little bit of a squabble and a bobble. He forces his way in there, and you'd have bet your life there. He's lifted it enough over the keeper, but he's lifted it too high.
Hamilton to Edwards. Gilbert turning it on. Hunt gets in behind the defender, and he has Taylor making a good run here. And Taylor! West Brom take the lead. Within 30 seconds of the restart, Bob Taylor scores. 10 minutes gone in the second half. They're a goal behind. Cowans with the kick. Goodman, brilliant save. Well, if Stuart Naylor was injured, he didn't show it here.
That's a great leap. He can't quite get it. Pity he couldn't have got that to the side. If he could, Don Goodman would have opened his account. All credit to Naylor, though.
It's done well. Can he make the cross? Yes, he can, and it's a good one. Emblen's header, and it's gone in. Wolves are level.
All credit to little Thompson here. Beats the defender well, and then you've got to feel sad there for Martin.
Then I think we've done well to come back. We've gifted a goal again, before the second half really started. And I think at the end, I mean, certainly we would have deserved to get something out of the game. You perhaps could argue that we, could have won it and what, but it was a very tight, very competitive game. What you'd expect of a derby game. We've come back from 1 down, and that, I'm happy enough with how the players have approached it.
It is a long season, but 2 points in the first 2 games.
Better than none, innit?
Atkinson to take this free kick then. Both central defenders forward offering extra options. But it was Howie up there. It's a goal! Melville gets it. Out wide for Russell, who's got a yard or two on Thompson. Russell again. Russell checks. Still got to play it in. Still with Russell. And off the post and in there by Phil Gray. It's 2 to Sunderland now. Novicki. Gray forward for his namesake Phil. And Thomas and Phil Gray getting very involved there. Referee straight on top of the situation, taking Thomas out of it. Phil Gray down. The crowd baying for the red card. Just a bit of stamping or something in there, I think. And he gets it as well. Thomas off, and the referee confirming that he stamped on Phil Gray.
That turned out to be Jeff Thomas's last game of the season. Injury was to rule him out. It was also David Kelly's last match for Wolves. He would soon be transferred. Meanwhile, at last, Wolves had something to celebrate against Derby County.
Goodman. This is Thompson. Bull the target in the centre. Over his head to Daly. Chance for Daly! Celebrations all round Molineux for Tony Daly's first goal as a Wolves player. It came in the 13th minute, and 13 minutes was just about all he managed in the first team last season after that cruciate knee injury, which at one stage threatened his career. What a satisfying moment for him. Froggatt's corner, looks a good one, and it's gone in! Goodman has made it 2 in the space of 2 minutes. And it's his first ever goal at Molineux. All his others have come away from home. What a start for Wolves. Oh, complete miskick by Richards, but it's driven in by the captain. And it's 3-0 to Wolves. De Wolf the scorer. "32 minutes gone. Wolves at last have found their form, and found it in some style."
Well taken goal this, actually. Very well struck.
With 4 minutes of the first half remaining. Van der Laan coming forward. It's gone short to Harks. Tended to Sturridge. That should have been one back for Derby, without doubt.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear.
You get the feeling the next Wolves goal isn't going to be long in coming. Daly. Brilliant play by Daly. Good cross. Bull! That could easily have been goal number 4. Daly did superbly well again down the right.
You know, when you start a new season, the quicker you can get something under that wins column, then the better. and it would be silly for me to deny that. It was important that we could get a win, and now we've got to go into Leicester, another local derby, or derby to an extreme, and of course the area's full of them, so we've just got to try to build on this. But we do have that little bit of a problem at the moment with players coming back after being out of the game for such a long period of time, but this should do everybody's confidence the world of good.
September began with a trip to Filbert Street. Little did anyone know at this stage the Leicester boss Mark McGee would soon be the next manager at Molineux.
They're still all massed in the middle waiting. And here's a great chance for Mike Wicklow, and Leicester City are in front. He doesn't get many, Wicklow, but he was in the right place at the right time. Oh, it's found its way through here to Rankin. On to Emblin, two in the middle. And the first time cross, not a bad looking one. Great chance for Bully, and it's kept out by Poole, and Bull gets a second bite at the cherry and can't make that one count either.
I mean, the people thought we were going to roll over every team we came across this season is really a poppycock, and we've got to get out of that scenario and realise that in every game we play we've got to roll up our sleeves and get down to it, and before the flair appears you've got to work damn hard.
At home to Grimsby, the new flair was a new hairstyle for Tony Daly. It seemed to bring Wolves good luck. With Steve Froggatt recalled, it was a day when Graham Taylor opted for two wingers in a match Wolves badly needed to win. The plan worked, but only after a first half shock.
Good header down, great opportunity, here's a goal! Paul Groves tucked it away. The ball swung from left to right, back it came to Groves. And Grimsby Town have taken a shock lead here at Molineux. Goodman. Ferguson's ball, a chance here to make it 1-1. It must be, it is! Steve Bull's 204th goal in the Football League for Wolves. His second of the season. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Grimsby Town 1. Goodman. I'd love to see him get on the score sheet. Home fans, here's Daly. Again pushing the ball into space and using that electrifying burst. In it comes, chance here, 2-1! Tom Goodman! 50th minute of the game, and Goodman makes it 2-1. His third goal of the season. Southall again. Using out to Daly. Oh, that's a good ball by Daly into the space behind the back four. Away goes Steve Bull. Can he finish here? He's through. It's a goal. Oh! There's no stopping that. And Grimsby's defence was absolutely shattered. A long ball by Daly. And Steve Bull must have run, what, 3/4 the length of their half there. Daly. Goodman in the middle. Bull coming up as well. There it is! Fine goal from John Goodman. No wonder he congratulates and celebrates with Tony Daly. A marvellous cross from Daly. Here it is, Daly's cross. And Goodman's header, beautifully placed. He turned it back in the opposite direction to which he was throwing himself.
Anybody that knows me and that has seen me in the past knows that I am a central striker first and foremost, and it's just nice to get the chance to play in the middle, and I've got to keep playing very, very well to stay in the team. That's the bottom line.
Confidence high now for the game against Norwich?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's ever really a problem with confidence at this club. It's certainly not in the dressing room anyway. But yeah, I mean, we'll go into the game on Wednesday full of confidence, and if we can win that, then hopefully we can kick-start the season, so to speak.
So Darren Ferguson with the free kick.
23-year-old Glaswegian. Over it goes. Oh! Goodman hit the bar. And then Froggatt was it, whacked it over the top. But Don Goodman so close to his 5th goal here. Ferguson plays it in. And Goodman out-jumps them all. Hit it with the back of his head. Gunn didn't know where it was going. Saved by the woodwork. Goodman. DeWolf. Good ball. Oh, unlucky. Well cut out by Johnson. Here's Bull. Slides it through for Froggatt. Oh, and Froggatt lashes the shot. Wild and wide. Here's Mills. This is Fleck. Shot coming in, 1-0. Andy Johnson, the scorer. His 3rd goal of the season. Here's Fleck. Ward shot, 2-0. Oh my word. Ashley Ward, who's hardly been in the game all night. Drills it across. Gunn can't get to it. Neither can DeWolf. And the ball tamely behind. DeWolf, oh, and there's a clash in the box there. Off the ball again. Steve Bull claiming that he headbutted his opponent. And it's a bad night for Wolves as Steve Bull takes an early bath.
Steve Bull sending off wrapped up a miserable evening for Wolves. It was a low point for Taylor's team, but the players were determined to cheer themselves up in any way they could.
I think it's one of these, you know, after a bad result, the lads need cheering up in the dressing room. It's a bit like a morgue, and I thought I cheered the lads up enough when I come in, but obviously when I saw Dales, that was it. You know, nothing can beat that. That is a pinnacle. He's like the genie, and he comes in on his bloody carpet these days. You know.
He looks like a bloody smug.
He wants to grant you 3 wishes. The lads are wishing for a win, but obviously, he can't produce miracles.
At Roots Hall, 35 years old Eric Young, released on a free transfer by Crystal Palace, was making his debut, and youngster Jamie Smith was making his first appearance of the season. It turned out to be a day of frustration despite Wolves taking a 29th minute lead when Don Goodman grabbed his 5th goal of the season. 1-0 to Wolves, and they should have extended their lead a few minutes later. Steve Bull failed to get on the score sheet, denied by a good save by the keeper. And Bully was to miss out again moments later. Southend were there for the taking, and the travelling fans thought they were heading for victory, but it wasn't to be. "24 hours after celebrating his 51st birthday, Graham Taylor hoped he was finally celebrating his first away win of the season. But it wasn't to be, and Phil Gridlett levelled the scores on the stroke of half-time. In the end, the contest was settled by a 73rd minute winner from Gary Jones. And what a strike it was by the £25,000 signing from non-league Boston. Stowell beaten by an inch-perfect long-range effort. For Steve Froggatt, it was his last game before receiving treatment for a serious blood disorder. Froggatt's illness ruled him out for the next 4 months. Meanwhile, the pressure was beginning to mount for manager Graham Taylor. Changes had to be made, and the start was the sale of David Kelly to Sunderland for £900,000. The Coca-Cola Cup offered Wolves a chance to get back on the right track against Fulham. 2 players were making their debut. Young Jermaine Wright, a late replacement for Steve Froggatt, was in the starting lineup, while South African striker Mark Williams started on the subs bench. Meanwhile, Eric Young was Taylor's new captain.
Good play from Tony Daly. Neatly beat his man, then found ball. Now Daly once more. Still the move is on. Rankin through for Don Goodman, and there is the number 1 goal. 1-0 to Wolves, and it was simple as that. Don Goodman clinically finishing from an excellent ball from Mr. Versatility, Mark Rankin. It needed finishing there still from the edge of the box, but as you will see, Don Goodman does it with some ease. Rankin with the through ball, Goodman first touch, and he is definitely onside and curls it into the corner despite the hand of Tony Lang. Lang nearly got there, but that's the start that Graham Taylor would have been praying about. Wonderful start for Wolves. Good through ball once more, and there are gaps appearing now. Bully's there again, and it's nearly number 2. Tony Lang is in for a busy night tonight. Goodman, good touch, White fancies his chances and scores! His first, Jeremiah Wright. Well, what a debut. We'll remember this one for a long, long time. A wonderful finish, and no wonder he was pleased with himself. A long kick from style. Goodman does ever so well with the flick on, but watch the finish. Fashioned out of nothing, finished into the corner, 2-0.
At half time, the gaffer said, and H, the assistant, that to get on the end of Don's flick on, Don Goodman, he was flicking him on in the first half, I just weren't getting there. So to come across the full-back, I come across him first time, touch, and then it just held up for me, I just hit it.
It was some finish.
Yeah, it was just hit it, and I could just see it going in. That was it, really.
Hey, when did you actually find out that you were going to play tonight?
The gaffer told me this morning. He said, the Froggies had a bit of a virus, Steve Froggett, so he'll be struggling, so he just said he'll put me in.
I'm delighted with the move. I've come to a great club, great prospects, and I'm delighted with it. Everything's worked out totally brilliant for me, and I don't think things could have gone so well. Personally, I've started not too badly. I've been playing quite well. I've got the crowd on my side now, so I can settle in now and start playing my football.
24 hours later, Wolves completed the £1 million signing of Blackburn midfielder Mark Atkins. Atkins' arrival the direct result of Kelly's departure to Sunderland. Atkins made his debut against Luton, but it wasn't a dream start.
Atkins, nice ball, Daly, good flying move this from Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Daly tries to get on the outside, chips one in here, surely a goal for Wolves. Well, Jermaine Wright cannot believe it. He scored his first goal for the club in midweek against Fulham, but Jermaine Wright, after Tony Daly had prized open the Luton defence with some ease, misses an absolute sitter here. Too far for ball, and Wright spoons it over the crossbar. Wright's control wanting there, I'm afraid. So this is Davis, who's an inspiring captain for Luton, and he's fed a great ball in here. Dwight Marshall to try and give Luton the lead. He can't do so because of Stowell's reaction, and he really should have scored there.
We played last year at the right end of the table throughout the season, and this year we started off at the wrong end of the table. So I mean, that's understandable. The fans are human beings. I mean, they are going to vent their frustrations out on the players. I think this is the time where, as a team and as a squad, we've got to pull together and mentally be strong enough and say, well, we've got to withstand what the fans are chanting and saying, and the quicker we can get the 2 right results, the fans will be straight behind us, and that's what football's all about.
Atkins, a first-time ball, and it was an intelligent 1-2. It released Ferguson, and Thompson is racing through. Here's Don Goodman, a great chance this for Wolverhampton Wanderers. They take the lead. Flowing move, the critical ball played through by Darren Ferguson, and a neat and a crisp finish by Don Goodman. It's found Lee Glover, and he's just able to keep it in. And again, Wolves have enough bodies around, and this is where they're dangerous, when they break like this, and Atkins feeds it through the middle for Daly. It's one-on-one with Griffiths, and Daly carries on. Daly can make it 2 here. It's a super goal from Tony Daly. The classic counter from Wolves, and Tony Daly's pace and persistence completely undid the Port Vale defence. Guppy, they've still got plenty of people at Port Vale. It's towards Glover, and it's put into his own net by Dean Richards. An own goal by the Wolves defender presents Port Vale with a way back into the match. Again, it's McCarthy who gets in there to win good possession for Port Vale. Mills. And it's avoided the keeper. The keeper out. Guppy. Surely now Glover. Penalty. The ball handled on the line. And Rankin is going to get sent off. Well, Mark Rankin had no alternative but to handle the ball there as Lee Glover pumped it in towards the net, was Stowell down on the ground. Ferguson goes and pleads the case for Mark Rankin. Mr. Rennie has to show him the red card. That's in keeping with the laws of the game. It's an unfortunate end to the match for Mark Rankin, and Wolves will play out the remaining minutes of this game with 10 men. It's Andy Porter, and it's 2-2 now. And Port Vale's fans really celebrate. The match has come back to life. They rely on the left boot of Venus to tee something up here, and it's not bad. Oh! And how he wanted to go to make amends for his own goal. Very, very unlucky. Perfectly placed by Venus. Richards meeting it on the full, off the inside of the upright, and it stays at 2-2.
I mean, I think it goes without saying it's been our problem, probably certainly since I've been at the club, in terms of defending leads in our away games. I mean, it's the third time now in our away matches that we've been in front. We're twice at Tranmere, once against Southend and lost that one 2-1, and then the 2-0 at Port Vale. Now we've got 2 points out of what could have been, some may argue should have been, let's say what could have been 9 points. An additional 7 points would have made the world of difference, and there'd be a lot more smiles on people's faces. And that's been a problem for us, you know, since I've been at the club, and we've got to get that right.
October began with the break from the mounting pressures in the league when Taylor's men travelled to Craven Cottage in the Coca-Cola Cup, already leading 2-0 from the first leg.
In comes the ball, Daly! Oh, 1-0 Wolverhampton Wanderers, 28 minutes into the game. Now then, good run by Mark Williams. Fine support too from Mark Atkins. Williams must be. It is 2-0, 69 minutes into this game. And Mark Williams scores a second one on the night for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Oh, it's come back there, shot going in, into the corner it goes. Mark Atkins, the scorer. He hit it low, he hit it true. And it whizzed into that bottom right-hand corner. Played through by Morgan. Cusack with the shot, Cusack scores! 8 minutes left to play. Free kick quickly taken. This is Thompson. Thompson tries a shot, the keeper saves, Goodman's there! Oh! Don Goodman makes it 4-1 to Wolves. 86 minutes on the clock. There's Williams again. Oh, what a terrible challenge that was by Terry Angus, but the referee allowing play to go on. Goodman! And he scores 2 goals in 2 minutes for Don Goodman. Just reward for all his hard work here this evening.
We're so result conscious that if it's a loss, then it must be a bad performance. That's not always the case. Neither sometimes when you win do you always have a good performance. So you've got to be very careful that you don't judge everything totally just on the results. But I mean, ultimately, I know that that is really what is going to be the case, but that's after 46 games, not after 10.
Good run by Matthew. Scowcroft's in the middle. If Matthew can find him, Ipswich have another chance. Tarico, Thompson square. So too is Williams. Williams! Touched away that time by Mike Stowell. Geraint Williams shows his frustration. Now Wolves break. Goodman, and a good stop as well by Wright. Don Goodman, 9 goals already this season. Williams. Scowcroft, Matthew, penalty. It had to be. A handshake for Alex Matthew. But Matthew's alertness in front of goal has caused Wolves no end of problems. Sedgley. 1-0 to Ipswich. Can't quite find Matthew this time. Goodman. He's beaten Mowbray this time. Stockwell across to cover. Still with Goodman. And Goodman's got the equaliser. That's Don Goodman's 10th goal of the season. And he did it all himself. Mowbray was caught, Stockwell was back to cover, but a gap emerged, and Goodman found it. And Tarico has limped behind the goal. Ipswich down to 10 men, and they need to defend well here. Can't clear the danger. There's Goodman. It's gone in a second time. Was it Goodman claiming it, or Mark Atkins? I think Goodman this time will give Atkins the credit. And Atkins happy to accept that he's got his first goal for Wolves. But Wright was always stretching there. Goodman with the header. And it came eventually, was it off Williams or was it Atkins? But whatever, Wolves are 2-1 up.
The perfect end to the best week of the season so far. At last, Wolves could celebrate their first away win of the season in the Ensley League.
It's been a good week for us. We've had a draw at Port Vale when we went down to 10 men, and we had a very good win at Fulham, and we've come in here, we've had to battle hard. We had a good 20-minute spell after they'd taken the lead. The second half wasn't really very much of a game, but we're just pleased to have got an away win.
A great goal by Don Goodman to get back on level terms.
Did very well, came it out, and they battled hard. I hope it does their confidence some good now.
For the first time in his career, Steve Bull is omitted from Wolves' starting lineup despite being fully fit. Bully has completed a 3-match ban, but has to be content with a substitute's role as Graham Taylor keeps faith with the team that won at Ipswich. Solido manages to divert the ball in there. Now he'll take on Richards. He's harassed him on a number of occasions already and found a ball in which Gleghorn accepts, and the shot is going to find the net. It took a deflection, but nonetheless Nigel Gleghorn will claim the goal. Well, things have certainly not gone Wolves' way in this opening half, and Pesky Solido again makes a nuisance of himself, gets the foot in, carries on with a little mazy dribble, turns it into Carruthers' path, and the two in the middle waiting. There's Pesky Solido, it's got to be 2, and the ball is scrambled in by Potter, and Stoke are 2 up now. Wolves' heads go in their hands. Richards, Pesky Solido, and Stowell, comes, doesn't gather it. The ball might be knocked in here by Pesky Solido. It's a disaster for Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've 2 players down in the penalty area, and Pesky Solido's goal is going to stand. It's 3-0 Stoke City. And more calamity for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Pesky Solido applying pressure on Young, who collides with his own goalkeeper Stowell. Carruthers is able to chip the ball across. Pesky Solido is standing and beats Richards to it, knocks it over the line, and Stoke are 3 goals clear. Unless it's disallowed. Well, the referee immediately pointed for a goal, but I think he's changed his mind. So, big problem still for Wolves though, because Stowell is flat out here after that crack of heads with his own centre-half. And Graham Taylor just sitting there contemplating, must be wondering what on earth is going on out there today. So Richards is in goal, Stowell is on his way to the dressing room. Anybody's guess how long there is to play in the match. Probably about 20 minutes, I suspect, as Cowans drives a peach of a pass through here for Williams. That was terrific. He's bowled over, and a penalty kick. Williams wins it, Sanford concedes it, and Wolves have a chance to get themselves back into the match. The pace of Williams unhinged Sanford here. He accepted Cowans' delightful long ball, shoved out of the way by Lee Sanford. That's a penalty. So a nice moment for Williams, the South African. It was a great pass from Cowans, and Andy Thompson, who was so lethal from the penalty spot last season, brings Wolves back into the hunt. Thompson's last goal came in the last match of last season against Swindon Town, and how Wolves needed that. It's been pretty much one-way traffic, but then Bull concedes possession to Gleghorn. Good tackle by Atkins, but Gleghorn again has it, slips it in for Wallace. This could finish it, and it's gone through. And that surely is going to seal the victory now for Stoke City. And on very thin resources, Lou Macari has to take great credit for that. Again, Young looks rather clumsy in his efforts to play the ball to Smith. And what about this? Richards surely to be beaten now for a fourth time. That's a disaster for the goalkeeper. Carruthers the goal scorer. But what an awful mistake for Dean Richards to make. And now Pesky Solido through the middle again. He's taking on Emblem. This could be 5 if he beats him. Pesky Solido. Richards has made the save this time and wins huge applause for it. And he gets a little pat from Pesky Solido, which is nice to see.
A disappointing end to a promising 5-match unbeaten run. The pressure was back on Taylor, and his former club Watford did him no favours in the next match at Vicarage Road.
Ramage getting the ball in, Millen! Oh, what a super save and a super header from Keith Millen, looking for his first goal of the season. Richards has come up inside the 6-yard box. Goes for this one, but again Foster towering. Ball with a shot, hit the woodwork. Hit the underside of the bar there and the post. A tremendous effort there by Steve Bull. Bull right on the goal line. Foster wins it, knocks it out nicely. Daly to Cowans, back to Daly. Chance for the shot again. Oh, he hit that one better, and he's there! Oh, a superb effort from Tony Daly. His 4th goal of the season, and we're right on half-time here. And that really was a cracker. Lavin on the ball. Sweeps it across, 1-1. Superb header from David Holdsworth. His first of the season.
So what was the gaffer saying at the end?
I mean, it was, he said we lost 2 points really. Even though we played very well, he said we played very well, but those games, we've got to be winning those games, and we were disappointed that way. Even though we created a hell of a lot of chances, we've got to be winning those games. We've got to have, especially away from home, have a clean sheet.
In the Coca-Cola Cup 3rd round tie with Charlton, Wolves should have taken an early lead. Steve Bull missed the opening chance of the match, and it turned out to be a night of frustration. Wolves showed some nice touches, and they deserved a goal when a good move ended with Don Goodman's header against the crossbar. The South London side were hanging on, and they looked beaten when another Wolves attack teed up by Bull ended with Tony Daly curling narrowly wide of the far post. By now the home fans knew it wasn't going to be their night, a feeling confirmed when Eric Young had a header cleared off the line. There was no way through for Wolves. A 0-0 draw meant a replay at the Valley. In the meantime, the league encounter with Sheffield United gave Taylor's men a much-needed boost.
Richards going in for this one, but beaten in the air by Flo. On the first injury of the game, Dean Richards. Obviously a knock in the face. I'm not sure whether it was the elbow that caught him. I think it might well have been. But Dean Richards is made of stern stuff, and he certainly won't want to be retiring from this game. Left-footed shot. Oh, that should have been number 1. Carl Birch, the Australian, missing a sitter there. But here's Jermaine Wright. Another good bit of work from him, and 1-0. Steve Bull Jermaine Wright got the cross in. Steve Bull provided the finish. 38 minutes gone. It's Wolves 1, Sheffield United 0. And Steve Bull notches his 206th goal. Here it is. I think Kelly might have got a hand to it, but it was so powerful he couldn't stop it. And Jermaine Wright provided the perfect cross. Bull, the perfect finich.
Do you feel there's a lack of confidence in people? They're afraid to do things?
I think so. I think the crowd are waiting for us to do bad, I think, so they'll never go to us. But I think if they just stick behind us, give us 100%, we'll try and get it right in there.
You're certainly creating some chances anyway.
Yeah, we're creating some chances. That's the time when I should say the sport should have a go. When you don't create chances, you don't have chances. That's the time they should have a go.
Frustratingly for Graham Taylor, November began with a real setback. Dean Richards was sidelined by a damaged cheekbone. That meant the reappearance of the Wolfman for the trip to Barnsley. A match that ended with a late winner for the home side, courtesy of Neil Redfern, just 13 minutes from time. Next came the Coca-Cola Cup replay with Charlton, and a shock for Steve Bull supporters. Wolves' record-breaking striker was back on the subs bench.
Here's Goodman, finds Emblem, knocks it in nicely there to Williams, and it's gone in from Emblem. Neil Emblem makes it 1-0 for Wolves. The man who's taken the number 9 shirt tonight from Steve Bull, after an excellent piece of play here by Wolves, and particularly by Mark Williams, the South African, who whips it across there. Emblem's waiting, and that's 1-0 Wolves. Robinson knocking it down, Leeburn, and De Wolf in the end gets it only as far as Newton. The ball just wouldn't come down quickly enough for him. And Bowyer with a header which is saved on the line, and somehow Charlton just cannot force it home. Bowyer, who's already scored 9 times this season, a terrific prospect from the midfield, getting in late into those sort of positions, and had worked up a wonderful position here. There's his header, an instinctive save by Jones, and Wolves are saved. Bowyer denied. Walsh playing it in, and Chapelway finally getting in there. It's Robinson who's turned it in. And it's 1-1. Nelson. Ooh, given away. Goodman is chasing through now. A chance for Wolves here. Still with Goodman. Oh, and he's hit it wide. That was a glorious opportunity. Towns with the free kick. A real clutch of old gold shirts in that Charlton penalty area now, and it's driven in, and it's gone in there. Number 4, Mark Atkins. And Wolves go back into the lead. Cowan's free kick met well by Atkins. And that's 2-1 Wolverhampton.
A great win for Wolves, but there was more frustration for Steve Bull, despite coming on to help secure victory at the Valley. He was left out again at home to Charlton in the league.
Oh, through the legs of Wright. Here's the cross. Yeah! Oh my goodness! Robinson was in there. That was an amazing piece of goalkeeping there by Jones, and a terrific break by John Robinson.
Great play by Charlton. Had a 4 or 5 man move. Brilliant cross. Very, very unlucky.
And away comes Emblem now for Wolves. Humphreys struggling to hold him up and can't manage it. There are 3 at the back, and there's a 4 are getting back now for Charlton, but they're tired. It's Goodman taking it on for Wolves. Still with Goodman, a save. Daly, it didn't come out to him, and he's played it back for Atkins. Chipped in there by him. Bull with a shot. Oh my goodness, it went through a man and just wide. And it's a corner, and Charlton breathe again. Knocked in again by Thompson. The danger's not over yet. Here's Steve Bull on the edge of the box. Knocked it back again for Gordon Cowans, that canny midfield player. Oh, he's gained himself a couple of yards here. Curled another cross in. Oh, and against the crossbar!
Don Goodman. My goodness me, but they deserve that bit of luck, and Humphrey bangs it away. The referee's looking at the watch, and that is the final whistle. It's a wonderful goalless draw for Charlton Athletic, and what a dramatic finale that was, with Goodman thundering the ball against the crossbar deep into injury time, the last seconds.
Patience had finally run out. Despite winning a place in the last 16 of the Cup, failure in the league was proving too hard to swallow. The call for the manager's head was reaching fever pitch, and Graham Taylor ended the speculation 24 hours later.
It is with much regret that I have tendered my resignation as manager of the Wolves. I am sad, because this has much to do with matters off the pitch as those on it. Obviously the team has not been playing well, but only 13 weeks into the season, we are still in all competitions. Our recent run of only 2 defeats in 12 games is not as bad as our sterner critics claim. A return of confidence to players who last year enabled the Wolves to have their best season for over a decade is of course of prime importance. If this confidence does return, I see no reason why promotion cannot be gained this season. However, a team cannot gain confidence if the board of directors and a section of fans do not have confidence in their manager. I would now hope that the privacy of my family and myself will be respected, as I do not intend to make any further comment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Taylor's resignation left Bobby Downs in temporary charge. There was no instant cure, but Downs made himself a popular man by reinstating Steve Bull. Mark Atkins was relegated to the subs bench, where Dominic Foley was waiting to make his debut.
Emblin now feeding Birch. Good ball in, must be a goal. Oh, what a save by Hallworth. Steve Bull cannot believe that he hasn't scored. Williams for Birch. Skillfully creates space for the cross, and it creates a goal for Neil Emblin. An absolute cracker. Well, Wolves deserve that because they've played some sumptuous football in this opening half an hour. Through for Bull now. This time he will go at goal, and he slips the ball in here for Goodman. What a lovely ball it was, but it may go in. Surely, Williams. Oh, off the line, incredible. What an amazing let-off that is for Oldham Athletic, and if Wolves do not go on to win this match, how they will rue that moment. Finally it finds its way out to Williams. Bull's through the middle if he can find him, and he might be in here, and Bull toe pokes the ball forward. Surely, oh, a miss by Birch. That surely should have sealed it. All sorts going on there, but eventually the ball spins away into the path of Birch, who loses concentration and loses possession. And Makin will have a go from here. Oh, and it's in. It's an equaliser for Oldham Athletic, and disconsolate goalkeeper Jones palms the ball literally into his own net. And that powerhouse of a shot from Makin has brought Oldham level. And it's going to be interesting to see how Wolves react now, because they've suddenly been caught from behind. And they've lost a bit of concentration, and they're having to defend against Beresford, and the ball in. It's Thompson, it's McCarthy, it's 2-1 Oldham Athletic. The game has been turned absolutely on its head, and no wonder Sean McCarthy does the somersaults. And Wolves, from 5 minutes ago being firmly in the driving seat, now find themselves trailing. Oh, and then Cowan's, the lazy ball, concedes possession, and on goes Beresford. He left DeWolf trailing there hopelessly. Beresford's up against Young here. He could finish it. Oh, what a cracking goal! Davy Beresford may have won the match for Oldham. Only his second goal at senior level, and it's a beauty.
Next came a trip to Selhurst Park, where Wolves found home striker Dougie Freedman in top form. The ex-Barnet marksman broke the deadlock with a goal that set up a fine individual display. It was Freedman again who made it 2-0. Good work by the Scotsman had Wolves in all sorts of trouble, but it took a wicked deflection off de Wolf to beat Paul Jones. In the second half, Friedman completed his hat-trick. The Wolves' defence unable to cope with the fine solo effort that made it 3-0. Wolves needed a penalty to stop the rot. Goodman with the layoff and Steve Bull impeded by Andy Roberts. Bull clearly fouled by the Palace number 4. Up stepped Andy Thompson to make it 3-1. A cool finish by Tomo, straight down the middle. And that sparked a Wolves rally that produced a string of chances. The next notable effort, a header from Don Goodman that came back off the crossbar. They still had a 2-goal advantage, but the home side faced a battle to hold on to their lead. A good save from Nigel Martin denied Eric Young. Young finally did get on the score sheet against his former club to make it 3-2, but Wolves' stirring finish was not quite strong enough to snatch a point, because that was how it ended. Dean Richards, back from injury as substitute at Palace, made his first start in 5 matches at Huddersfield. But Dino's presence couldn't stop the home side taking a 2-0 first half lead. Booth with the first after 20 minutes. Goal number 2 was a superbly taken free kick. A tremendous strike by Dalton, 7 minutes before the break. But Wolves did create enough chances in the second half to rescue a point. Steve Bull finally reduced the deficit 11 minutes from time. And that looked like sparking the recovery. But Wolves couldn't quite make their presence count in the closing stages. At home to Coventry City, Darren Ferguson was watched by Father Alex, and it proved to bring the best out of the manager's son. Darren had one of his most effective games of the season. Fit again, Mike Stahl was finally back after his 9-match absence.
And Atkins comes away with it for Wolves to Ferguson. Ball going outside of him now. Threaded through, can he get there? He was outside the area of Brizovic, and there could be real problems now for the Coventry goalkeeper. What will the referee choose to do? He's off. Steve Brizovic sent off 30 minutes into the game. So Brizovic obviously desperately unhappy. Gould, the first thing he's got to do is prevent this free kick from going in. So they change their plan. The shot does come in, and it's a goal from Mark Venus. And Coventry get their punishment. It's the ultimate punishment for Brizovic. Sent off for denying Bull. And then Venus with a really powerful shot into the back of the goal. Ferguson. Broken through 2 tackles, still going on. Might even try a shot. He does so. Oh, it's a second. Two goals in a minute. The only irony was that the Brazilian wasn't on the field to see it, because we've had 2 quite spectacular goals, and Ferguson has marked his return to the team with a goal of quite stunning quality. And with his father in the stand as well. Gould given no chance. He's been on the field no more than 2 minutes, and he's now been beaten twice. It's a disaster for Coventry. They're now trading 2-0. Now a free kick for Gordon Strachan to engineer. Goes very deep indeed. Williams with a header! And Coventry are back in this game.
But Wolves held on to win 2-1. Bobby Downes' finest hour in his brief stint in charge. Throughout Downes' caretaker spell, the speculation grew about who was to take over. A whole host of managers were linked with the job, but the one name that rose to the top of everyone's list was Leicester boss Mark McGee. The problem was Leicester's chairman Martin George insisted his man was not available. And so Bobby Downs remained in charge for the home match with Ipswich.
Also showing good covering to beat Thompson to it. And an excellent ball, picks out Goodman, and it goes to Bull. Danger here! The goalkeeper did well, he got a fingertip to that, and it seemed to be on its way into the net. But it is a dangerous free kick. And Stowell stretches to get it away, and Marshall's got it in! Ipswich take the lead. Half an hour gone. And still a strange, subdued atmosphere at Molineux. Waiting for the team to give them something to get excited about here. Bull has done well to lose his man. Turn back to Thompson. And surely a goal, yes! It's come at last for Goodman. On the hour, Wolves are level. Goodman's first in 12 games. And now they have got something to get excited about here. But Wolves get clear of danger. Goodman with an excellent layup to Ferguson. Bulls made a run for him inside right position, and Goodman inside left position. Brilliant goal! Brilliant goal by Goodman with 20 minutes to go.
Darren Ferguson was outstanding. Lovely touch, wasn't it? A lovely waiting ball through. A good run. Bully pulls wide on the right. Don Goodman on the left. Look at the time with this pass. The weight of the pass is perfection.
Deep into stoppage time now. Mowbray's header! It's in! They've got the equaliser!
Yeah, the lads have battled brilliantly in the second half, but you know, if we're going to get points and move up the table, really it's a game won and we've thrown it away.
The club's in a difficult situation really, because Bobby's come in and he's changed the system and he's changed the format of how we want to play, and it's worked well, very well, I would say, in contrast to where we was playing before. If Bobby possibly could have got us to get, or if we could have got a few more better results, then you know things might have not needed to be altered, you know, at this time. But you know, the chairman's obviously thought, well, he's going to go after a new manager, and the new manager probably will be here, you know, possibly by the end of the week if you read the papers.
Speculation was now at fever pitch that Mark McGee was bound for Molineux, and everyone had to wait 4 more days before the next dramatic twist. McGee resigned as manager at Filbert Street, but still the Leicester chairman refused to accept defeat. McGee insisted George was staying where he was. In the meantime, on the pitch, Wolves faced a crucial basement battle with rock bottom Luton Town. It turned out to be a triumphant farewell for Bobby Downs.
Back in for Goodman, held off his man well, and it comes through to Richards. Wolves take the lead in the 8th minute. Dean Richards the scorer, his first of the season. Good running by Bull to meet the throw in, and that could be dangerous. Rankin and Goodman in the end, and he scored. Wolves get a second, and Goodman's barren spell is well and truly over. Marshall doing well against Venus. Thorpe ahead of him. If he gets it back to Marshall, there's danger here, and there still is. In fact, it's a goal.
I've just been looking for Darren Ferguson to come in the game a bit more. He's just gone out of the game.
The ball in early. That's a brilliant, brilliant goal by Bull. Luton players and supporters protesting that Bull was offside. The free kick was taken so quickly, and Bull's finishing magnificent. Straight to Davis, and that's an excellent ball by Davis to young Thorpe, who's lost the defender Law and must score surely. He didn't, Marshall did, and Luton are back in it again.
But without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next manager, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Mr. Dave Bassett. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Mark McGee, Colin Lee, and Mike Hickman.
After 6 traumatic days for Mark McGee following his resignation from Leicester, the new manager was determined to give out the right signals at Molineux.
I certainly hope to be here more than a year, but
Officially, this contract is for 3.5 years.
Thanks for coming along. Just to tell you that Mark McGee has officially started as the Wolves.
We stuck by Taylor, but as I say, we need a new manager in the end, and that man is the one we want. Mark McGee, we welcome you to Wolverhampton.
So no regrets now you're here?
Oh, absolutely no regrets. I think that there's a certain amount of sadness and that this has come about at the time that it did, because it's not something I particularly relish doing, but I believe 100% that I've made the right decision. I think it was a decision I was entitled to make, and now that I'm here, I'm looking forward to doing my best for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Well, it's been a difficult 3 or 4 weeks, but we highlighted the person we wanted, and I'm absolutely thrilled that Mark McGee's here today to take over the management of Wolves.
I think there's a lot of work to be done between now and next season if they're going to be in the Premier League. I think that there's a lot of changes needed to the squad, both in size and in quality, and obviously we'll be working hard to do that.
Well, Mark is an ambitious man and manager and wants to be successful in football, and I think he's come here because he thinks his ambitions can be realised by Wolverhampton Wanderers, and if that happens, everybody here will be absolutely delighted.
They have a magnificent stadium which they're going to further develop. They have money for the team. They are a club with enormous support and enormous potential for bigger support. I think that all of that leads me to believe that there's a club here that should be among the top half dozen in the country. That for me satisfies all my needs as a manager in terms of ambition, in terms of career. After Wolverhampton Wanderers, if we get it right here, there's nowhere else to go. This is a club which, if we can make successful, then I could go on working here for the rest of my career if I keep doing a job.
The final part of the managerial merry-go-round saw Martin O'Neill take charge at Leicester. Meanwhile, McGee's first game in charge did not go according to the script.
John de Wolf. Careless pass though by the Dutchman, straight to Guppy. There could be danger for Wolves here. Porter making a spirited run through the middle. Good strike too. That's a super goal. Andy Porter has given Port Vale the lead.
I think it's confirmed for me certainly that there are 1 or 2 players here who are certainly that phrase underachieving has been used. There are better players at this football club than have been shown today. They're lacking confidence and they're lacking a little bit of direction, but obviously that's what I'm here for. But we've not been able to do it in 3 days, and we work hard with them.
Within days, McGee made 2 additions to his squad. Simon Osborne was signed from Queen's Park Rangers for £1.2 million, and Vinnie Samways was signed on loan from Everton. A late postponement at Reading meant the next match was on Boxing Day, the Wolves against the Lions at Molineux.
Bull making the run into the middle. Oh, and he's got it too. Great shot, great goal! Oh, what a goal! Steve Bull, his 7th of the season. His 209th league goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and you won't get a better goal than this one. The ball beautifully played, it just teased Tony Witter. Here it comes in. Tony Witter goes for it, can't reach it. Bull brings it down on his chest, swivels and hits the volley first time with the right foot. And Wolves lead Millwall by 1-0. Richards quickly in. Here's Witter. Nicely cut out by Goodman. That's a great ball through, and the flag stays down. Steve Bull lost his footing there. Oh, he's nutmegged Webber. Bull goes through. Oh, that was only inches away. Superb play by Steve Bull. He lost his footing initially. And it comes. Oh, he's there. 1-1. The defence failed to meet it, and Balkin gets his head on the end of it and turns it past a stunned Mike Stowell. And on comes Gordon Cowans, former England international. The header there from Richards. Oh! Bull almost scores his second, denied by the athleticism of Casey Keller. Keller bending backwards there, turned it over the bar. A tremendous header by Steve Bull.
While the cold weather decimated the soccer calendar on the final weekend of '95, it was a week when Molineux's undersoil heating came up trumps.
This is Venus wearing 2 but playing at left back. Thompson the right back wears 3. Into Osborne, lovely running here from Mark Atkins, he's in the area, the goalkeeper makes the save, Bull's in! Goal for Wolves and goal for Steve Bull. Bull's on the goal line trying to unsettle Alan Knight. So Wolves corner. And a deep one too, and it's goal number 2 as well. Don Goodman. Simpson now. Into Carter. He's going to have a dip from here. Oh, what a magnificent strike! It's one of the best goals at Molineux all season. Fabulous shot from Jimmy Carter, and it brings Portsmouth alive and back into the game. It's ended in the crowd, and it results in a Portsmouth corner, and McLaughlin comes, turned back here, driven in, punched away, goal number 2, Dion Burton.
But the fact we're 2-0 up, obviously, and end up drawing a game at home is very disappointing. But in a sense, also, you know, not so much not unexpected, but not an impossible thing to happen because of the fragile way we are at the moment. When we lose a goal, things seem to be, nerves seem to set in, and a bit of nervous play seems to set in, and we lose our way a little bit. That's something we're going to have to overcome.
On New Year's Day, the First Division showdown with Birmingham was a victim of the weather, but the fixture did go ahead 6 days later when the two sides met in the FA Cup. It was the first of 4 Midlands derbies in successive matches, and McGee's men looked good value for a win when Steve Bull broke the deadlock midway through the first half. A typical Bull goal, and a lead Wolves fully deserved. The victory at the first attempt was denied 18 minutes from time, the home side rescued by an equaliser from Poole.
Yeah, they're great supporters, aren't they? And they made me feel so welcome here, and yeah, brilliant. I'm dead pleased about it. I mean, the worst thing like for a football is when your own supporters turn against you, and they've been brilliant to me. So yeah.
I know there's been rumours going around Wolverhampton for months and months now. Have you heard Dean Richards is going to Manchester United from the horse's mouth? Do you want to tell him you're not?
Well, I'm not going nowhere. No, I mean I'm happy here. I love it here, and they've signed a 4-year deal, so I'll be here for a good few years.
And the goal against Blues on Saturday, that header, I don't think you've ever scored one from so far out, have you, with your feet either?
No, I don't think I have I? It was just one of the things that I just pounced on it. It just hit done on the back of on his shoulder and just stood up, and I thought I've got to do it because there's so many defenders there. I mean, it just when it flew in, I couldn't believe it.
And now you're up to 260 for Wolves.
Is it 250 or 260? Is it 260 dead on? Yeah, well, plenty more goals left in me yet. People say I'm past it, 30 or whatever, going down the hill. They're going to think coming if it's left to me. As I say, I've got at least another three or four good years left in me before I start in the hill.
Richards and Bull pledging their futures to Molineux was great news for the fans. Meanwhile, it was time for the Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final with Villa.
Well, if there was any feeling of inferiority on Wolves' part at the start of this game, it certainly disappeared at the start of the second half. Ferguson with the corner kick. Goodman's header off the line by Wright.
Yes, it's a good corner swung in here, and that's what Wright's there for.
Goodman lurks with intent again on the edge of the box. And wins the header again. Brilliant play, and a chance for Richards, and it's off the line again by Wright. And Goodman has hit the post. What more misfortune can fall Wolves? Incredible.
Well, it's a great header here, actually, when you see it come in. Mark Venus heads it across. And you have to say it's good play by Wright, because that's what the fullback's doing, he's defending. This is unlucky, very unlucky.
You're winning the header, Milosevic. York takes over again, and that's a lovely ball for Charles, and that must be in, yes! Tommy Johnson celebrates, and against the run of play, Aston Villa are in the lead.
When you play derbies, Midlands derbies, you know what it's got to be. It's got to be get your sleeves up and your socks up and just, it's a pure fight.
Another big effort was needed in the league clash with fellow strugglers West Brom, a game neither side could afford to lose.
For Osborne to have another go down the right. I think he'll swing it across towards Goodman. That's a back pass, surely. And Naylor's under great pressure. Oh, and he handles the ball as well. Well, that's a grave mistake by Stuart Naylor. He was put under pressure by the back pass, and then he lost his head totally and forgot the ruling and grabbed the ball under the guise of Steve Bull, and is shown a yellow card. Now what an opening this is for Wolverhampton Wanderers. And now Young comes away, Venus stays there, he's allowed to do that. Well, there's going to be a booking, this ball, it's in, it's Young, it's wide. What a frittered opportunity by Wolves. They may not have a better chance today. Taylor now. Albion are picking themselves up well. Here goes Smith. That's a penalty. Osborne, the offender. The penalty won by David Smith. And here is Albion's chance of a breakthrough. Andy Hunt against Mike Stowell, who makes the save. And Stowell is congratulated by his defenders.
Next, it was back to the FA Cup on a night of high drama. A crowd of 28,000 meant that over 110,000 fans have watched Wolves in their 4 derby matches since the new year began.
Nice header by Bull. Here's Darren Ferguson. Oh, that's a good shot! A goal! The keeper got his hand to it. He couldn't keep it out. And Darren Ferguson scores. Minutes into the game, and Darren Ferguson took the initiative. It was a great little header by Steve Bull. Ferguson took them on, hit it with the left foot. The keeper got his hand to it, but could only turn it into the net. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Birmingham City 0. Oh, that's a great start for the Wolves. Stowell under trouble there, the header in. Oh, great save by Mike Stowell. Ian Richardson's header almost caught him out. But a magnificent leap there by Stowell. And over the top it goes. Played wide by Hunt. Francis to Hunt. Hunt gets the shot in. Oh, hits the post. He scores. His 13th goal of the season. A substitute. Strikes good. Jonathan Hunt makes it. Wolves 1, Birmingham City 1. Francis trying to pick out Claridge there. Osborne. Steve Bull's onside. Across comes Johnson. Here's Bull. 1-on-1. Gets the shot in as a goal. Bull, the scorer. Deflected off Michael Johnson. And Wolves regain the lead. Well, look at the big smile on his face. Steve Bull's 10th of the season. And what a crucial goal that was. His 7th goal in the FA Cup competition in total for Wolverhampton Wanderers. That was a great ball into space. Bull chases. Across comes Michael Johnson. Steve Bull gets it on the right foot. It comes off the foot of Johnson and arches over goalkeeper Gremienk. And Wolverhampton Wanderers lead Birmingham City by 2-1. And here's a good run, it'll finish with a shot. And oh, Stowell's lost it, it must be 2-2. Over the top it goes. They're claiming handball. Birmingham City insistent that it's handball. Look at Steve Claridge. But the referee's given the corner kick, I think. Or has he given the penalty? He has given the penalty. Here it is. It's a great run, this, by Jason Bowen. And he gets the final shot in. Stowell makes a bit of a mess of the save. Claridge tries to hook it in, and there he is. Definite handball. And that'll be a red card. Great save by Stowell! Oh, what a super save! And that one deflected over the top. But Mike Stowell makes 2 penalty saves in successive games. He saved one at West Brom on Saturday, and that was an absolutely superb one. He denies Jonathan Hunt. This is Daish. Others opening up for the shot. Took a deflection. Oh, good effort there! Left-footed shot from Richard Forsyth. And Stowell had to be at his best. He's even congratulated there by a Birmingham City player.
A great result for Wolves, and finally a victory to savour for Mark McGee.
Through them fairly well. You know, we've lost to Villa, we've drawn 2 of the others, and we've won tonight. So in balance, you know, we've done not too badly.
We knew it was a big game. We knew it'd be a battle tonight, and we knew if we got through this one, it'd give us something to build on, and hopefully that's the case.
Obviously the penalty save and what led up to it is the big talking point. How did you see it?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was just a routine shot really, and I'm disappointed he didn't hold it, and Claridge just nipped the ball away from us, and I thought he'd scored, and I looked round and Laws, he's done a magnificent save, one-handed top corner, and the referee signalled for a corner. For 1 minute I thought he'd got away with it, but all the Birmingham and, you know, fans and players and the linesmen seen it, and that was it. It was a penalty, and I just guessed the right way, which I had to, you know, make something up for the mistake earlier.
The FA Cup win against Birmingham was a great boost, and 3 days later Wolves rounded off a perfect week with their first league win for the new manager.
Oh, nice play by Osborne. And this is Darren Ferguson. Just showed too much of it to McGreel. Back in it comes the ball, a chance here. 1-0, surely! Goal! Steve Bull, his 9th league goal of the season. His 11th all told. 34 minutes into this game. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Tranmere Rovers 0. Here's Thomas. Oh, there's a chance here. Great save! Oh, what a save from Ian Moore. That was a perfect cross. Ian Moore was completely unmarked. Watch Moore run through the gap here. Completely unmarked. And what a save that was by Mike Stowell. Oh, magic from Nevin. Good cross from Nevin. Aldridge with the header! 1-1. John Aldridge nets his 17th goal of the season. Here's Osborne. Nicely played. Threaded it through to Goodman. Steve Bull's on the 6-yard box. Goodman goes for the goal! Oh, what a goal! Don Goodman hammers the ball past Danny Coyne. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Tranmere Rovers 1. And Goodman blasts this one in. With a beautiful ball through by Osborne. Goodman comes in. Dave Higgins is told the dummy here. Goodman gets it on the right foot and really blasts that one into the top corner of the net. And Wolverhampton Wanderers lead Tranmere Rovers by 2-1.
After 2 straight wins, Wolves travelled to White Hart Lane in high spirits for their 4th round FA Cup tie. Elsewhere, only 2 ties survived the cold weather, but conditions in North London were perfect, and Wolves served up a performance to be proud of.
Emblem being harassed, he's got Thompson wide. It's a dangerous ball, Young has lost it. Wilson wide. Might try a shot from here. He has, and he scored. Spurs in front of 13 minutes. Emblem. Good ball to Steve Ball. Goodman's got a chase here with Edinburgh, but Edinburgh will get there. Oh, a bad pass, and Goodman's in, and Wolves are level. 28 minutes, Don Goodman.
Spurs stung by a Wolves equaliser that was well deserved.
I think we were quite pleased with it to come down here and get a draw, even though we know that we had a great spell first 15 minutes of the second half where maybe we could have gone and pinched it. But yeah, we were pleased, and the chairman's got a massive grin on his face, obviously, for the replay. So we're looking forward to getting them up to Molineux and giving them another good game.
The fight back at Spurs extended the unbeaten run to 4 matches, and there was more to come. February began with a showdown with Sunderland, a side flying high in the top 3 and destined for the top of the table.
And he's flattened, and referee Rennie points to the penalty spot, and Wolves have an opening here. He's successfully taken 2 penalties so far this season, and here is Andy Thompson to give Wolverhampton Wanderers the lead. Hamlin into the path of Atkins. There's a bit of space opening up here. Steve Bull, he could wrap another one in. The save is made, surely number 2, Don Goodman. He's a happy lad. The Wolves fans are delirious, and Wolves have forged themselves a 2-goal lead in the opening 17 minutes. This is a great position for Wolves to strike from. And it's laid across, and they're all in here. It's goal number 3. Mark Atkins stole into the space, a punishing header. Given couldn't keep it out, and the point's now surely in the bag for Wolves.
Confidence was high that Wolves could spring an upset in the FA Cup replay against Spurs. It was a really cold night at Molineux, and the game was lucky to get the go-ahead. A brilliant team effort by ground staff and fans beat the cold weather.
It's just been clearing the seats, to be honest. I mean, the JCBs have been outside doing the major work, but we've had about 50 people in the stadium actually just clearing seats and concourses and gritting. As I say, the undersaw heating sorted out the pitch, and we spent no more than about an hour and a half on that.
I think that the main thing is concentration against a team that's in the Premier League. All the players in the team have got to be concentrating all the time, and because one split second and they're in behind you and can score goals.
Trying to flick it on, but standing firm. Tottenham will look to counter-attack here. They've got bags of pace. Fox for Rosenthal, and Tottenham have swept upfield from a Wolves corner, remember. Wonderful. And Ronnie Rosenthal has given them the lead. Get another one here, they have, from Sheringham, and Thompson hangs his head, his mistake, and it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. We haven't yet had 10 minutes. Young. Ball, now the shot's on! Well, it was a great try, and the save was tremendous from Ian Walker.
That's great football. That's just Steve Bull in a nutshell. Looks like he's going nowhere. Surrounded with white shirts, 2 touches out his feet, on the tongue with power and accuracy. And Ian Walker's up to it with a fantastic save.
Our passing was good. We've created a few chances. I think we shot ourselves in the foot by giving away 2 really bad goals in the first half. One a breakaway and the other one a slack pass back. We've not been given goals like that away, and especially the slack pass back. But we were punished for that. But we thought the rest was okay.
The trip to the baseball ground ended in stalemate. Mike Stowell was again in top 4, making a great save to keep out Derby's best chance from Marco Gabbiadini. Days later, Mark McGee was back in the transfer market, returning to Filbert Street to sign Steve Corica for £1 million. The Aussie star made his debut against Norwich, and Wolves bounced back to goal-scoring form in thrilling fashion in a 5-goal feast at Carrow Road. Steve Bull played his heart out just hours after witnessing the birth of his second son.
Chance here, excellent little chip, and that's beaten everybody. What a super goal that was. It's Steve Bull. Number 12 of the season for Steve Bull, and Norwich completely flat-footed. It came from nothing. Crook caught in possession, and look at that from Bull, instinctive. Gunn had no chance. Norwich insists that the wall goes further back. The referee's happy though. Here's Crook. This time he's made it. It's the crafty Crook. Eadie now for Norwich. Still with Eadie. That's two. Darren Eadie. And 2 in a minute for Norwich. Goodman. Now with Osborne. Bull is onside. It's Bull against Gunn. And this time Bull has won. Steve Bull's second of the afternoon. Wolves level again at 2-2. Young is claiming that the wall isn't pushed back far enough. Goodman could have a strike from here. He does eventually. And he's got the third goal. Gunn beaten. And Wolves 3-2 up through Don Goodman. And Goodman's shot straight through the wall.
A 5-goal thriller with a happy ending was followed by another 5-goal affair against Mark McGee's former club Leicester. McGee was predictably given a hostile reception by his former fans.
Corica. That's one for Paul to deal with. Didn't quite get over it. 1-0! Steve Bull, the scorer. A bad mistake by Kevin Poole, the goalkeeper, and Wolves have taken the lead. Grayson on the right. It was a good run through by Lawrence, though. If Parker had played it forward through the inside right channel. Oh, Stowles missed it. Chance here for Roberts. 1-1. Oh, it's mistakes at both ends for the men in green. That's a great ball in. Oh, what a header! Brian Law, his first goal of the season. Superb cross. A brilliant finish. And Kevin Poole, no chance at all with that one. There's the Wolves bench. Didn't see too much of the manager there. He was behind the pack. Header in by Heskey! And the 18-year-old makes it 2-2. Wolves' defence caught flat-footed. We're in the last 10 minutes of normal time now. Still 2-2 here. Leicester City coming forward. He's got Lawrence to the right if he wants to use him. He does. Drills in a low cross. Oh, what a goal! Heskey it is, the scorer. The 18-year-old. Oh, and a bottle came on there just to the right of the goal. Well, Steve, quite a night for you.
Yeah, it was a big night for me. First game at Molineux and against my old club. So it was a big night, and it wasn't the best overall, I suppose, after we lost to Leicester.
What about your own personal performance? Do you feel maybe that you were trying too hard?
Yeah, maybe. Playing against your old club, you try to play your very best, and it's also my first night here, so I was trying to make a good impression in that. But things didn't really work out that well, so we'll just stick at it.
And it's Simon Osborne with the free kick. Oh, it's 1-0! Eric Young, the scorer. Superb header from Young. His second goal of the season. In this, his 18th league appearance of the season. Bull's gone through the middle. This is Goodman. Atkins, good one for Osborne. Early ball in from Osborne. Ball! Oh, just past the left-hand post there. And Eric Young says that's mine. And Thompson, good first-time ball to Goodman. Goodman controlling it well under pressure. Accelerates away from his opponent. Steve Bull pulling to the right. Thompson out on the left. And here's Steve Bull. Just a little too wide for him. But he'll get the cross in all right. Shot from Thompson! Oh, 2-0! Andy Thompson, he was calling for the ball earlier. It didn't matter. He got there in the end. Bull's cross. It's 2-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
The other night was disappointing. We thought we'd done well enough to at least get a draw out of the game. You know, a few silly goals, but you know, we bounced back today, and we've had a solid performance with a good 2-0 win. So we'll be going in for Millwall on Saturday.
At last, Wolves were starting to move away from the bottom of the table. And next came a priceless performance at the New Den. They gave McGee's men visions of reaching the promotion playoffs.
This is Dolby. Malkin takes it off him, cuts inside nicely. Fuchs, can he turn? Will come to Ray. Stowell, terrific save. It's Thompson. Goodman, some space here on the left-hand side. Can be so dangerous from this sort of position. Steve Bull on the chest. Off the post. Goodman take the replay, no. Barry put it into touch. Steve Bull, so unlucky. Corica. Thompson, Emblem. Long looking ball there, straight to Steve Bull. He's Chip Keller and he's scored. Brilliant finish. Wolves ahead, and look at the ball here. Can see Steve Bull a good 35-40 yards, picked him out beautifully, and there's the finish. And Wolves in front, 69 minutes. There's one for all youngsters watching. A model of a through ball there, and a classic finish too. Barry calling for it. All pressing for this equaliser. Uran being marked tightly. Bounce comes out to Ray. Stowell again, terrific save. And Malkin, looking on, just could not believe that. Ray hit it sweetly, but Stowell was equal to it.
Amazingly, Wolves are now just 6 points away from the playoff places. With 14 matches remaining, there was still plenty to play for. Frustratingly, McGee's men lost their momentum at St Andrews, beaten by a 2-goal salvo from Paul Devlin. Devlin's second strike coming shortly after he'd broken the deadlock with a 28th minute penalty. Wolves too had a penalty, but Andy Thompson made his match on this occasion. A great save by Bart Griemink. Defeat by Birmingham was the start of a disappointing run. At home to Mark McGee's former club Reading, Wolves fell behind to an early strike by Mick Gooding. But Wolves refused to be beaten by a side prepared for the match by their psychic fan Yuri Geller.
Curled in, Atkins is there in space. An excellent goal. 3 minutes before half.
The midweek trip to Grimsby was one to forget. 0-0 at half-time. Wolves fell apart when they conceded 3 goals in 27 minutes. The final blow, this 78th minute strike from Forrester. The mood in the Wolves camp soon changed 4 days later at Fratton Park.
Over goes Bull, back comes to Corica, good tackle from Thompson, through goes Emblem, round the keeper, and Neil Emblem's done it. Well, that's hard luck on Pompey's defence, but it just broke perfectly for Neil Emblem to open the scoring in the 38th minute. One thing's absolutely certain, Portsmouth need to get 3 points out of this game. It's a long way to go. And now Goodman's through! Don Goodman has made it 2!
Next came one of the matches of the season, a 5-goal thriller against arch-rivals Birmingham City.
He's found some ways in some space. He needed to turn there. Instead, he delicately knocks the ball into the path of Hunt. Inside Francis, tries to tee it up again. Surely a goal. Beautifully created, beautifully scored. That man again, Devlin, comes back to haunt Wolves. Wolves 0, Birmingham City 1, quarter of an hour played. And Bull cuts in field. Here he goes, edge of the area. Steve Bull. Oh, that's so unlucky. Off the inside of the upright and then turned behind by Jamie Smith. But Steve Bull deserved to score then. And again, tremendous pace about the game, and now Corica will drive in and he'll surely get up towards the edge of that area. Threads it in here for Goodman. Good chance for Don Goodman. It's there surely this time. Lovely goal from Don Goodman. Beautifully created by Steve Corica. Wolves fans delirious to be back on level terms 5 minutes before half time. Bull, he's done well. And it's over here for Smith. Oh, took his eye off the ball in the act of shooting. Stilly with a chance. And for the second time this afternoon, Wolves hit an upright. And again he curses because that would have been a memorable first ever for young Jamie Smith. Leg can deliver a cross instead, and that he does. And the keeper Stowell is beaten. It must be. Oh, miss. Francis. Oh, misses his kick completely, but it's a penalty. It had to be. It seemed as though Barnes had to score. It seemed as though Francis had to score. And Birmingham do have a penalty kick. Stowell furious with Mr. Kirby's decision. But something had to happen. Francis otherwise just hit fresh air. Leg lifts the ball to the edge of the 6-yard area. Stoll beaten on the jump by Francis. It came to Barnes. You thought he had to score. You were sure Francis had to score. He just seemed to miss his kick. Oh dear. But a penalty is given. And here is a chance for Devlin to strike 2 again, as he did at St Andrews. It's 2-1 to Birmingham City, and Paul Devlin repeats his feat of the previous meeting. It's Goodman here. He'll raise the roof if he conjures up an equaliser, and Richards has got into the area. They want a penalty from this. Down goes Richards. They don't get a penalty. Do they get an overhead kick? They do get a penalty now. Incredible scenes here. What a finish to the match. And it was Dean Richards who battled away to win that spot kick. And Andy Thompson will step forward with the responsibility of getting a point for Wolves here. Richards dragged the ball on, went down in a heap. Let's see what happens next. He lifts it up in the air, bicycle kicks, and that's where we think there was a handball. Thompson with a superb record from the penalty spot over the last 2 seasons. He's got 3 this year. And Thompson drives it in. It's 2-2. Greemick made a valiant effort to save it, but Andy Thompson may have won Wolves the point they deserve. Side. Richards, who helped win the penalty. Charge down, there was nothing wrong with that. On goes Bull. Steve Bull might yet win it here for Wolves. Blasts in the shot. What a goal! Bull is the hero again. And how he deserves it, and Wolves, who looked a beaten side only 3 minutes ago, have turned the game on its head and have surely won it now thanks to the hero of all heroes. Steve Bull's 270th goal. He celebrates in spectacular fashion, whipping the ball across Greemick into the far corner. A spectacular strike from Wolves' record scorer. And it's 3-2.
The return of Graham Taylor was next, and McGee's men gave their former manager no mercy. The fans, though, gave Taylor a warm reception.
Thompson again, looking to switch the angle of play, and he's done it well, finding Don Goodman. Now Froggatt. Froggatt with room to run. Will he fancy a shot? He does. Good shot from Froggatt, and it's in! Stephen Froggatt's first goal of the season. Wolves' 50th goal in the league, gives them the lead. Osborne, what a goal! Splendid strike from Simon Osborne. Well, that's a strike that doesn't even need a celebration. It speaks volumes for itself. A fire starter to be reckoned with. What a goal! Corica looking to get his first goal for the club. Tees up Osborne. Can he get his next goal? He can. Second of the afternoon, his second of the season, Simon Osborne. Well, he smashed and grabbed his way to a second splendid strike, and once more he doesn't mess about with 2-yard tap-ins. Goes for the 30-yard special.
Hello, Paul. This is a very professional show. You must have just got a bloody playground.
Don't ignore all these others.
Right, 9 points out of 9.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Your maths are very good, aren't they? You know, you worked that out well, didn't you?
And you've only conceded two goals in 3 as well.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
You got
That's
Donald
not bad,
as well.
yeah. You know,
Look here, mate.
Look at this.
Come and join the party.
Tell you what, we're having a bit of a free feast.
No,
Are
you going to eat that?
No, he's going to wear it.
Oh, no, I don't believe it!
Outside hopes of reaching the playoffs were finally shattered when Wolves failed to win a match in April, a month that produced only 3 goals for Mark McGee's men.
Not a bad one. Oh, chance there, and it's 1-0. Goodman's in here. Goalkeeper's got a touch. Bull must score. 1-1 the scoreline. Eric Young plays handballs, a penalty. Beautifully taken. Top right-hand corner. A cool finish there from Darren Ferguson. Through Payton's there. Oh, what a shot from Payton. 2-2 the scoreline. Now says, where was the cover?
Home defeat by Palace left Wolves with everything still to play for, with only 3 games remaining. The season's final home match now assumed critical status. At least a point was needed to guarantee First Division survival.
Corica comes through to Thompson. Good shot, good save. Could be though. Saved again by Francis. Oh, that was brilliant goalkeeping.
Results elsewhere meant a point was enough to keep Wolves in Division 1. Not the type of celebrations Wolves fans envisaged before the season began, but a time to rejoice all the same. The pressure was off when the Wolves players arrived at Elm Park for the midweek clash with Reading, a club formerly managed by Mark McGee, but any fond memories had long disappeared.
I mean, I had great times here, I really did, you know, but unfortunately I think for me those great times have been soured really by a lot of what's happened since I left.
It was a match Reading needed to win to guarantee First Division survival, and the Royals left Wolves well beaten, player boss Jimmy Quinn setting up a convincing 3-0 home win with the first of his 2 goals. The only positive story to come out of Reading was the debut of young Glenn Crowe, a second-half sub at Elm Park, and a hero in the season's final match when he cancelled out Charlton's opening goal with a brilliant equaliser.
Now one for Glenn Crowe to chase in company with Barmer. And Crowe's created problems and balls in the middle. Oh, What a goal! Glenn Crowe smashes the ball into the Charlton net from the most amazing angle.
Crowe's cracker earned Wolves a point, a promising high note to end a season that generally fell well short of expectations. But this has been a season of change. Mark McGee's succession of former England boss Graham Taylor the start of a new era and a new direction for Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club. Meanwhile, for the club's record-breaking goal scorer, it was more a case of turning back the clock and rediscovering that golden touch.
Well, here we are with finish off with the Wolves team. We've got Tom out, Emblem, Goodman and Stell. They ought to be like that because they played like that all season, being in the position we are. You've seen the end of your video, the end of the season video. You've seen quite a few goals, quite a bit of action. All I can say now is, if you want more action than what you've had this season, watch the Steve Ball video, The Goal Machine. It's coming out in July, over 140 goals.